welcome to Everyday Jewish Mom. My name is Marty, and today I'm going to be talking with you about how to feed your kids during Passover. My goal is always for my kids to love being Jewish and love Jewish holidays, and eating during Passover can definitely put a strain on that. So I wanted to share with you what I'm going to be feeding my kids for breakfast, lunch, and dinner during Passover. And this video is a collaboration with one of my favorite other Jewish moms making videos in the YouTube world, Little Kosher Lunch. She specializes in food videos. She makes beautiful, healthy food and these amazing lunch boxes for her kids. This year, Passover falls during a school week for my kids, so I'm definitely going to take her tips. I will leave the link to her video and her channel in the box below. And if you are coming to me from her channel, hi! I put out... In our house during Passover, we do our best to stick to the classic Ashkenazi Passover eating, which is no wheat, no corn, no rice, no beans. And it can be a stretch and it can be a little hard, but there are also things that we eat all the time that don't fall into those categories. And these days, there are a lot of diet plans that work really well with this. So if you're looking for recipes, definitely look up things like Whole30 and Paleo. Keep in mind that those diet plans do not include dairy, which you definitely can, so, put cheese on it. So let's start with breakfast. I love making my kids matzo brei every year, or, well, we do it together. I like to add some sugar into the egg. It means that it's sweet right out of the pan, although I'm sure that they'll probably want to add some syrup or honey to it as well, but it is a classic. The other thing that we make every year are paleo pancakes. Paleo pancakes are just a mix of bananas and eggs. I actually add some almond flour as well. I think it gives it a little bit more of a pancake texture to it. Any kind of eggs work great during Passover. I have wonderful memories of eating scrambled eggs with cheese and then matzo with butter on it. We'll definitely do some matzo with almond butter on it as well, and probably some yogurts, maybe with some homemade Passover granola. I know last year they had Passover granola in the stores too, so you can keep an eye out for that. But there are some really easy recipes for it as well. Now, lunches are a whole different story, and don't forget to check out Little Kosher Lunch for her lunch ideas. We're gonna keep ours fairly simple. We love these kosher for Passover crackers. Oh, I actually have two kinds. We survived on these last year. We went back to the grocery store trying to find more of them, and they were out of them, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I buy a lot this year. But they are great. I'm gonna make little sandwiches with them with cream cheese in the middle. If you plan on doing cream cheese on your matzah, I would really suggest going with whipped cream cheese because it's a lot easier to spread and you won't break up your matzah. Also, we like to make matzah nachos. Matzah pizza is a classic with sauce and cheese, but you can also melt cheddar cheese on there, put some guacamole on top. Oh, and of course, leftovers. We're having Passover at our house this year. You know I'm gonna make enough food. There will be leftovers, and they will make good lunches. And now it's dinner time. So one of the things that I always think about during Passover is potatoes. Did you know you can make baked potatoes in your crock pot? You just wrap them in tin foil and leave them in there all day. I love doing a baked potato bar for my kids. Anytime that food is interactive with them and they feel like they have some choice in the matter, it works out really well. So I can put out a whole load of toppings and they'll load up their baked potatoes. I also picked up a thing of matzo meal. Matzo meal you can use anywhere you would have used breadcrumbs. So I'll be making some chicken cutlets with it or chicken fingers. You can do it in the oven, but they do need a fair amount of oil. Make sure that you spray the pan and the nuggets with oil, or you can fry them in a pan. Otherwise, the outside, the matzah, of course, gets a little dry. You can also use matzo meal instead of breadcrumbs in something like meatballs, and then do spaghetti squash. I know that zoodles are really popular these days, and I like to eat them myself, but my kids have not been as attracted to them. For my family, at least, spaghetti squash feels a lot more like spaghetti. And the last thing is quinoa. Quinoa is one of those trendy foods right now, but with good reason. Quinoa is actually a seed and not a grain, which means it's kosher for Passover. It also has a lot of protein. So I will be making some fried rice for the kids, except with quinoa. Throw in a whole bunch of veggies, throw the cooked quinoa into a pan, a little bit of soy sauce, mix it around. You can add a scrambled egg or some meat, or you don't have to because quinoa is its own protein. You can also make quinoa as like a hot breakfast food, kind of like oatmeal. And then treats. Like I said, I want my kids to love Passover, and listen, this is a hard one. So we love treats. I got a bunch of macaroons, fruit slices, jelly rings, and when I make their lunches for school, I always include a sweet treat. So I'm gonna make sure that they get some special candy in their lunchbox as well. Well guys, I hope you have a great Passover. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have more Passover videos, and I have videos coming out all year round about doing Jewish things with your family. Don't forget to check out Little Kosher Mom's video on lunchbox ideas. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and check out what else I've got going on.